All right, Trans Awareness Day number 2. So for those of you who are just watching this one first, I'm intending to try to make one short little video for every day of Trans Awareness Week, which is November 13th to the 19th, culminating on the 20th. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about what do I think is the biggest misconception that cis people have about trans people, and that's a very, very potentially deep and long topic, so trying to whittle that down to one main thing is quite difficult. So I just talk a little bit about my biggest frustration, I suppose, and I think it's the idea that this is some kind of result of failure on my part. A few people have described me as I'm doing this because I was a failure of a man, which is interesting because I don't know, I think I've had a fairly interesting and successful life, to be honest. I've had girlfriends, I have a wonderful girlfriend at the moment, I have a job that I'm pretty successful at, I have to say. I think a lot of my colleagues would certainly agree with that. And I don't think I'm a failure whatsoever, and having accepted who I am and leaning into transition, starting transitioning, it's, I think, given me an even bigger boost of energy and will potentially even contribute to even more success. I mean, I think as well, the fact that I am transgender has given me a very different perspective on the world and a very unique insight into myself and into potentially the human condition. I mean, that might be overselling it a little bit, but people often call me a narcissist, and maybe this is a side of grandiose thinking, but I think it does. You know, not everybody has this kind of perspective, and one of the things that I like about my company and others as well is that sense of, if you've got an inclusive company and if you've got that sense of inclusivity in where you are, bringing more people with different perspectives into your community, it creates a much more diverse way of thinking and looking at things and makes for an even more effective team. That's the argument, and it's obviously one that I completely agree with. So yes, I suppose that's a couple of the misconceptions that I'd like to just explode a little bit, I guess. I mean, there's a lot of other ones, as I say. I mean, another one that I find quite annoying is the concept that this is just a kink of some sort, that I've got some kind of psychological illness. I don't think any of those things are true, to be honest, and I think if you were to spend a bit of time with me, you'd realise that this whole transgender thing, it's just a small fraction of what I do in my life. Anyway, I made a promise that this would only be a short and sweet video, so I'll leave it there. Obviously, I'm just touching the surface of this argument, and it can go a lot deeper, and it's things that I talk about a bit more in some of my other videos, so feel free to go check those out. What I'm asking people to do through this week as well is, if they're feeling generous, if they're feeling like they've got some extra cash sloshing around, although I know that's probably not the case, I'm asking people to make donations to a couple of charities that I've seen that seem to do good work. There's Mermaids UK, who provide support for trans youth in the UK, which is a place at a time where they desperately need it. And there's Trans Rescue as well, an organisation I came across relatively recently who support trans people as they move countries. I'll put the links below, and if you feel like you want to make a contribution, that would be very, very, very welcome. Thank you very much. Anyway, take care, have a good week. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.